Good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be joining us from. We are grateful for your company and we are trusting that just as we had last week, we are going to have a very exciting conversation today as well. Today I have a big man with me. He's my brother, he's my colleague. I call him a big man, and I'm sure by the time I do the introductions and other things, you get to understand why he's a big man. Well, he's well experienced in journalism. He's done works in Ghana and in other jurisdictions as well. So we are excited to have him today, and I'll be introducing him properly at the right time. But before that, let's take a minute. We'll be right back. Yes, you do. Welcome back. The program is called PENSDOWN. This is the program we get journalists to put their regular working tools down and talk to us. There are a lot of behind the scenes issues that are not talked about. I don't know why, but somehow a lot of media people prefer to concentrate on their work or move on when they feel frustrated rather than talk about some of these things. But these things keep crippling the effective performance of most of them. How do we deal with them? Now, I have a gentleman with me this morning or afternoon, depending on where you're watching us from. I'll give you a gist about him before I introduce or I tell you what his name is. Becoming a journalist was the realization of a long cherished dream for him. He was introduced to newspaper at a very young age, and he grew up listening to ace broadcasters in Ghana like the legendary Godwin Avornyo and Richard Cote, among others. Between the years 2005 and 2007, he read communication studies at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, after which he was awarded a diploma. After his national service, he got the opportunity to cover Ghana's 2008 presidential and parliamentary elections for Net2 television based in Ghana. He stayed and worked with the station until the end of 2012. In 2013, he interned with the Scripps Howard Media Group at their Washington, D.C. bureau, where he got the opportunity to cover Barack Obama's White House, the Supreme Court, and the U.S. legislature. He moved to Canada in 2014 for his master's degree, and he has been there to date. He has written and freelanced for newcanadamedia.ca, a website that is dedicated to migrants in Canada. Some of his projects with other colleagues there have been aired on CBC. Currently, he runs his own African Caribbean grocery store in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. He still writes from time to time. And he's a father of 2 beautiful daughters. That is one of the things he did not add to the profile he sent to me. My guest today is Edward Ameh. He's a Ghanaian journalist. I don't know whether now he's a dual citizen or whatever it is, but what I know him, What I know him to be is that he's a Ghanaian journalist based in Canada at the moment. My brother, welcome and thanks for granting us the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Right. How have you been keeping on? It's been ages.
Very well. I think the last time we met was at an event.
Yes.
In Kumasi.
That's right. That's right.
2010, 2011, thereabouts.
Thereabouts. I remember.
You were in charge of the media for your church then.
Yeah.
And since then we've not met. You've not changed. I have changed. I was hungry then.
It is well. It's well. Time changes, and circumstances also change.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done journalism. You completed your journalism studies in Ghana in 2007. Yeah. Even if for the past 3 years you've not practiced, we are looking at more than 10 years professional experience.
Yeah.
First of all, yes, you indicated in the profile I read, it's indicated that it's a passion you had from infancy. How did you identify journalism as a passion in the first place?
Well, I think it all started from infancy. I remember back in the day, would be asleep at dawn around 4. My dad would be listening to the BBC. And dad would be listening to the BBC. Will not be happy, but you can't tell your dad to put the radio off when he's listening. When he's listening to focus on Africa. On Africa. Right. And then back in the day, I grew up in Bohwe. So I found myself
in the Volta region of Ghana.
In the Volta region.
Of those who may not have an idea
where that Bohwe in the Volta region. So we grew up in a compound house. Luckily, almost all the parents in the house were either teachers or nurses, or they were in the formal sector. So, and I think I was the child. I was the least.
Or the youngest.
So everybody will be sending me. So I remember on Saturdays, for instance, I'll go and buy the graphic, Times, Mirror, and all those things. So, and then every parent had a radio. So when you go into their room, the radio will be on. It's either the news or everything. So I was like, oh, why won't I? I would like to be like these guys. So that passion, I think, came from being introduced to radio and newspapers at a very, very, very tender age. There are times you read things you don't understand, but you know that this is where your passion is. So that was how come I decided to become a journalist.
How would you describe your period under training at the Ghana Institute of Journalism? Were there challenges? Was it smooth? How did it go?
Yes. There were a lot of challenges, and I will give you an example. So when I was doing my master's here in Canada, we took classes, radio classes, TV classes, and
you mean practical?
Practical. So, so for radio, for instance, I attended Carleton University in Auta. So, for radio, for instance, the school had a radio station. And for some reason, there was a program on weekend. Not weekend. Wednesdays. It was like the biggest program for the station. News, current affairs. And that was what we produced for the show, and we were graded. So the whole city is listening to you. They think these are just student journalists who are doing stories, but they don't know that behind the scenes, the stories are being graded. The scripts, but it's live. It's just like news file of Joy FM.
That's right.
all the stories that are not news file is more of a discussion. Let's say maybe they are midday news or something. So we produced news and everything. So all the stories. I quite remember the first time I nearly died of cold was because of this program.
Wow.
Because I had to do a story in the cold, and as a new person in Canada, I got all my, I had to interview people in the cold. After doing that, I was feeling very cold. And then I left there, and instead of just leaving, my hands were so frozen. Instead of just leaving it just like that, I went to the washroom to pour hot water on it. And I suffered from frostbite so that is how practical it was in Canada. In Ghana, GIJ, I think the only thing or the only lecturer who made us feel the practicality was Uncle Ebo, now Professor Ebo.
Yeah.
He will ask you to go to Parliament or interview an MP on a topic. After you had interviewed the MP, you would have to sign to prove that indeed you did it. Ebo will let you go to the court and witness what was happening in the court.
Yeah.
And after that, you would have to interview a lawyer, because obviously you won't get a judge to interview, but you'd have to interview a lawyer.
Yeah.
Or a court clerk. If almost all our lecturers were that practical, like a Boafo, I think it would have helped us in the long run, because I know writing stories was one of the biggest challenges for some of our colleagues. Yes, but all in all, I would say you need, and one thing I've noticed is that you just need to read why. If you are in Ghana, and I had that opportunity to do that whilst I was in Ghana, and so it helped. But I think if we really want to get somewhere with our practice, the lecturers and the university administration would have to start investing in practical. So Kweku Roxon, Dr. Kweku Roxon, back in GIJ, started investing in the GIJ TV. So by the time we were leaving school, but you were my senior, you were a year ahead. I don't know. No, I don't think it happened during your time, but he had acquired TV equipment, and we had started GIJ TV. I don't know if
we left before that took off.
Okay, so during our time, they had started GIJ TV and J. Jom Segbefia and a few others were managing it, and I feel it was very okay. Oh, and even to the extent that they even covered. They got credentials to cover Ghana at 50.
Wow.
Yeah, GIJ TV covered Ghana at 50. And then big. Sheila, who until recently was PRO. For the Ghana Police Service.
That is DSP Sheila.
DSP Sheila Abbey.
Now she is Sheila Backman or something
Sheila Backman. You know, she's my sister. Right. So back at GIJ, Dr. Kweku Roxon invested in the newspaper, The Communicator. So Sheila was the first editor-in-chief.
In fact, we started that revival in 2005. I worked under Sheila.
Yes.
I was news editor. Wilberforce Asare was in charge of adverts and promotions.
Yes.
But when we left, it was rebranded to The Communicator.
The Communicator,
GIJ News.
Exactly. GIJ News. During your time, it was black and white.
That's right. You are right.
Yeah. But then Kweku Roxon invested, and it was colored. So when Sheila left, Gary Al Smith, who is now with Joy, became editor. Yes, and I was columnist.
Oh, okay.
I worked on the election. I wrote on the election, and at the point they were calling me G.I.J. Ben Epstein.
That means you through the publication, you earned the reputation on the campus.
Yes. So I think if back then with the little experience at Carleton University, I think if they had even made people get grades for writing for the newspaper, for working for GIJ TV.
That's right.
And it was after we left that the radio came. But these were some of the things that I think helped some of us. And so when we went out there, it wasn't too difficult.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where did you do your internship?
I did my internship at Ghana Television, June 2007 to August the same year.
Oh, okay.
But I was so lucky in the GTV newsroom. Then Napoleon Atokito and Joyce Midley had been moved to the sports desk in the newsroom. You know, the news always had a sports segment. So they were in charge. And they gave me the freedom to do everything. So I was doing like almost all the sports stories. I was just with them. Yeah. I was in the general newsroom. I didn't like it. And then I did one sports story. And then Napo just came and said, "Hey, where is the story?" I was like, "Oh, I'd given it to the general news." He said, "No, next time you do anything sports, bring it to me." And then that was how it started. So at the point, I was like the producer for the sports in the GTV newsroom, and it was great. Maybe because it was a very small department.
That's right.
And then later on, Elankra joined. Later on, Elankra joined, and they gave me the opportunity to, like, I for instance, when Agbeku won his first world title, and he arrived, Napo just said, "Hey, tomorrow you are going to the airport to go and cover." I'm like, "I'm just an
just like that."
Just like that. And guess what? Even after that, Kwabna, it was my videos that Kwabna Yeboah used later that day for sports highlights. And I was like, wow, I didn't know it. Yeah, so for me, I don't know about other people, but I think my experience in the GTV newsroom helped because it was a small department, it was a small sports department. And Henry Asante, who is carrying the PRO for the GFA, he was producing sports highlights. Then he was producing Kwabna Yeboah. So I'll go and cover golf tournaments, and then he will use some of my footage. So he was also doing sports on the radio. So every morning after his sports program, he will call me and tell me, "Hey, these are the sports stories you have to look out for today." Then Chelsea were also, it was around the same time that Mourinho was sacked. So it was like, monitor the news because Mourinho will be sacked in the next few days. So,
so that means he was giving you some sort of a compass to navigate the terrain.
Yes. Yeah, I was very lucky in terms of my internship at GTV. And I must say, Claire Banoy Yakubu was one of my editors, also helped in that. She just said, when Napo said, "Oh, I want Eddie to leave your team and join them," she was like, "Oh, let him go." Yeah, so my time at GTV, and I think that's one of the best things GIJ ever introduced. I don't know if they still do it, but they should continue because it's helped a lot of the guys.
That's right. Okay, so
you were at graphic, right?
Yes, I went to graphic. I was also at the sports desk, graphic sports.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I met some of the industry's greatest. Anthony, the editor, Felix Abayate, Maurice Kwanzaa, Samuel Ibokwetu, Rosalind Amo. I mean, people with vast experience that were ready to help. Nathaniel Atto was there. Then he was also, all of them, Kofi Adunum, I met all of them there. Wow. Along the line, we had the likes of Andy Kwao joining us, Daniel Kenu, they all came along. I mean, I think at my time, I was blessed. You turn right, you see big people. You turn left, you see big people.
All of them, yeah.
Unless you are not ready to learn, the opportunity was always there for you to broaden your horizon. Yeah. So after graduation, there is a mandatory national service, which is about a year, technically.
Yeah.
Where did you have yours?
I had mine at the Electoral Commission in Hope.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this time
I was not posted there.
You were not posted there?
No, I was sent to a secondary school in the Volta region called Okaja Krom Secondary School in Jasikan.
Okay.
And because of my Volta route, I knew Jasikan. So I was happy. I knew I was going to be in Jasikan. But by then, Anas had done an expose on, I think, the passport office.
Okay.
So when I went to Okaja Krom Secondary School with my letter, and they found out that I was from the Ghana Institute of Journalism,
you came out of what does be?
The headmaster wasn't too happy. And then very, very smart of him. He said, well, because they wanted English teachers. I said, oh, I could teach English. He said,
exactly.
Well, I didn't have a Bachelor of Education. So, so he gave me a letter and rejected. I knew it was because of the analysis. He wasn't too sure where. What I was coming to do.
What your motives are. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he gave me a letter declining my posting, and then I came back to Hope. And then the regional boss, he took my letter and he said, okay, where do you want to go? And I said, oh, Electoral Commission. I thought he was joking, and he just wrote the letter, and then I went.
And you were taking?
Then, they were Mrs. Madam Laurentia Pataka. She was the regional boss then. And the Anas thing was still there. She also wasn't too sure. So instead of taking me at the regional office, she sent me to the municipal office.
So you don't bring trouble to her office directly.
Yes. So she took me to the municipal office. And I was there, but for some reason I helped them with their PR stuff. Anytime there was going to be an exercise, I would arrange for the media. I organize them so they don't go and disturb her. So maybe at one I'll gather them, and then she'll come and address them at a go instead of one media house coming in after the other. I helped with a few media staff, but I had the opportunity to learn a little bit of PR and to learn how the Electoral Commission worked. But by August it was over. I was jobless.
Back to starting point.
Back to default setting. So and I was home after August, right? So I was there for a while. And then my best friend, Richard Bright Ado, we used to call him Amani. By then. He did his national service with Ken City Media. That's Net2 TV. Then he had a newspaper. I've forgotten the name of the newspaper. Sheila apparently, after she left GIJ, worked at Ken City.
Oh, really?
Sheila after leaving GIJ worked at Ken City.
Great.
Yes. So she was also with the newspaper. But Richard Brightado, my best friend back at GIJ, got the job, and I told him that, hey, Amani, don't. That was when he was doing his national service. So I told him, don't leave the place. So while you are even doing stories for the newspaper, try and find your way around the TV, because when you live here, it will be difficult to find a job.
That's right.
I am jobless. So we used to talk. I'll give him story ideas, and then he would do. And then so he was also forcing me to come and join him at Net2. But it was difficult. Yes, Net2 proper.
Oh, okay, the TV station.
The TV station.
Okay.
So I think after the national service, he got the chance to work with the TV. So he moved. So he did well with the newspaper. So I think they said then you should move to the newsroom in the TV. That was where he got employed. And then they had poached Bright Nana Amfu from TV3.
Okay.
So he was the news editor then. Yeah.
For Net2.
For Net2. So he had poached every day. I'll go there. Bright Nana Amfu will say, "Oh, come tomorrow, come tomorrow, come tomorrow." Until November, when they were preparing for the election. And then I went one time, and Bright Nana Amfu that was late November.
Okay. 2007, am I right?
No, the election, so 2008. So my national service was from 2007 to 2008.
That's right.
Yes. Right. So I think from August 2007 to August 2008. So late November, 30th November, 29th, 30th, thereabout, I went there. Bright Nana Amfu, where have you been? I've been calling your phone.
Wow.
We want to send you to Kumasi. So go and cover the election for us in Kumasi. And then, so during the election, I think I did well.
So you were going to, I want to understand something.
Yeah.
You were going to cover the elections as what? Was there any formal engagement or just word of mouth?
Oh, no, they said, go and cover the election for us as Ashanti regional correspondent.
And that one is word of mouth minus any confirmation document or...
Oh, no confirmation, nothing. He just said, go. No camera, nothing. No, and I understand them then, because they had just started the newsroom, and the election was going to be one of their major
tests.
So I feel they got overwhelmed because they didn't give me a camera. They didn't give me anything. They didn't give me. So my cousin, the mom was in Dubai back then, and bought him a camera. Pa didn't know how to operate it. And so when I came to Kumasi, I went to Mampo. That's where my mom was. I was in Mampo, and I told my mom that, well, Net2 has given me this amount of money to cover the election for them.
Yeah.
Nothing. No camera. So power camera build them in So I took Pa's camera, and that was what so after taking Pa's camera, and I went back to Asha, because Asha FM was also under Ken City.
Okay.
So when I got the camera, then I went to look for Alexa Mwako, the late Alexa Mwako, God bless his soul.
That's the then news editor for Asha FM.
And a GIJ alumnus. So he was very happy.
I think he also attended Opokuwari.
No, then you might be talking about Enin.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
The one that was shot. So that's fine. So after Enin, it was Alex who took over from Enin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Alex went to Kumaka.
Okay.
But he was happy I had gone to GIJ. Because, well, for whatever reason. So during the election, I moved with him.
Okay.
And I think that was what helped me. So we got access
so
to
Alex gave you the founding or the grinding in Kumasi.
In Kumasi, yes.
How to navigate the terrain.
My very success in Kumasi was all tied to Alexa Mwako. God bless you. So I'll forever remain grateful. I'll forever remain grateful to Alexa Mwako. So I was with him because he was the news editor. He had the Ash FM car. He was moving with the Ash FM car. And so he said, TV, let's go. So some of the when Otumfuo voted, we captured it. I mean, some of the very notable people, I think.
So let me understand this now.
Yeah.
I'm sure before Net2 would go to Kumasi, there were other media, probably well-established media houses, TV stations that were operating within the Ashanti region.
Yes.
How did you remain relevant in the face of that competition? Because those were well-established years before you would come in there. How were you able to keep your head above the water?
Okay, so this is where it gets fun. Net2 sends me to Kumasi to cover election for them. And I finished with the election.
Yeah.
You know, there was a round 2 and even time.
That's right.
So after the first round, I came and Charlie, I got, they were very happy. They said I was by far the best regional correspondent because my reports were spot on. And Steve, I was jobless. And so I was, during the period that I was looking for a job, I was also training myself. I would watch videos. And because I did my internship at GTV, for some weird reason, GTV was like my station I was watching. I didn't watch any other TV station. And Napoleon Atokito was like, I think he still is the best stand-up when he's reporting, stand-up reporting. So I watch him, Daniel Kwaku was also another excellent. So I had learned their styles and then live reporting. And then by 12 midday, I'll listen to the Joy News. So me, I had learned their styles, and for some reason it was in my mind. So during when I got this Net2 thing and I did the live report, they just loved my live reports. I could just keep. So second round, they didn't take some of the other regional correspondents. They took only 3 of us. Yeah, myself, Paul Manyo in the eastern region, and the guy in the northern region.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So they gave us extra money for the second round. And then Bright gave me money to go to Time. He said, hey, don't come back. So gave me money and I did the Time report for them. Then after that, Elvis Daku, who was then deputy news editor to Bright Nana, told me that, hey, don't leave, stay. And I don't have a letter. He said, stay. And then Alex Amwaku had also accommodated me. Like I had an office space in HFM and all those things. So Elvis said, do not leave. I was like, but I don't have a letter. I'm not being paid. He said, just relax. So I worked 200% more than any other person in Kumasi. For 2 years, Net2 was not in Kumasi. So after the election, I was like, okay, let me stay there. No pay, nothing. My own camera. You were
not being paid?
No.
And that is for how long?
For a year.
For a period of 1 year, you worked for a TV station without salary?
No.
How were you surviving?
Well, Soliao.
Oh my goodness.
So another thing that worked for me, you are working for a supposedly NPP buyer station. In the Ashanti region, which is like their buyers
location.
Yes. So I covered almost all NPP events. But I must commend the media in Kumasi. It's quite a close-knit one. If you become a part of them, if there are any events, they will call you Ben Edu of TV3 like this. When we became friends, there will be events, you say, hey, brah. And then RCC, for some reason, also recognized me, and I was shocked because you know how politics works in Ghana. But the Regional Coordinating Council recognize me, the KMA recognize me. So there'll be events, they'll call me. But what started working for me was that for events like the RCC events, like Ghana Bar Association Conference, Congress, or whatever, by the time the other stations will send their tapes to the fourth station in Kumasi, which would take at least 6 to 8 hours, I would have sent mine through the airport. So, wow. So Net2 was airing events that we covered same day.
Oh, okay.
And other stations like TV3, Metro, GTV, theirs will come maybe 24 hours later or sometimes 2 days later.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So that was what I did. And thanks to one of your own mates who was with the civil aviation, Theo Hussein.
Oh, Theophilus Hussein, yeah.
Yes, so we reconnected.
One of my colleagues.
Yes, so he was like, oh, Charlie, think the thing come past the airport. So I made friends with the airlines. There was entry of Amtrak, Abu of CityLink.
Okay.
And, so by the time, even breaking in, I remember I covered I think it's one of the worst accidents on the Konongo Road. 70 people died.
Oh.
Yeah, 70 people died. So Canadian passports, British passports, American passports lying on the floor. It involved 2 VIP buses. So it was on radio, Joy FM, Israel, everybody was reporting on it live. And it happened at dawn. So we went there around 6, 7 a.m. 12 o'clock, Joy FM is talking about it. Adom FM, Inshira FM, all their correspondent, Hello FM, something Kenya Miche was reporting about it. Oman FM was reporting about it. They were, I think Alex Amaku did the report.
Okay.
Net2 was talking about this, and they were showing videos.
Live videos.
Live videos. Not live videos, but we are.
I mean, as in the scene videos.
The scene. Yes.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened in other newsrooms, but I think when I started sending my videos by air and news were being aired on time. And mind you, Steve, I wasn't being paid though.
All through that.
All through that. I wasn't being paid. So even sometimes, you have to tip some of the folks at the airport, right? You have to tip some of the folks at the airport. I have my own pocket money and then a small solid. And the good thing was that back in the day, TV solid was bigger than radio and radio and newspaper. So after that, I don't know what happened, but I introduced some of my other colleagues from TV3, Metro, and even GBC to my friends at the airport. And so there were times
at the airport.
at the airport. So there were times I would even take some of their tapes when I was going to the airport.
Okay.
I'll take some of their clips, they'll write it down and then they'll send it to the airport. So that's how come.
Wow.
So I introduced that to the Kumasi.
I mean, so for all this work you did and for the extra mile you went to ensure that you even went ahead of those who had been in the system for that long.
Yeah.
You were still not being paid.
No. Oh, I at a point I even got angry with Brighton and Anfu because I thought then that he was the one not pushing enough. So for a month, I didn't send any report. And then Elvis Darko, I'll forever remain grateful.
In fact, he's I know him personally, and he's a very kind, good person.
Oh yeah, Elvis got, and his work ethic, I stand that. Hi, Elvis and then Elvis will call, hey, dear, what is the story? And the Kotoko will play us at the stadium. And then they'll expect that I get accreditation, and not to cover them up, but like, I mean, you know, if you don't have rights, you come back.
That's right.
Covers fans' reaction.
Yeah, that's right.
We had access to even interview the coaches and players.
Yeah.
And so for about, I think, a Kotoko House match, stakes were very high. I didn't go. I went to watch the match, but I didn't report. I didn't do any report. The Elvis
that was supposed to be a sit-down protest by you.
Oh yes. So Elvis called. Eddie Ameh. Where's the has Nick Kotoko? Oh, Elvis. Oh, I didn't go. So around the same time, Bright Nanamfu left.
Okay.
So Elvis was now the news editor.
Okay.
So that after that sit-down protest,
was this after the 1 year of you not being paid? Or
yes. Yeah, wow. And I was still with them. So Elvis told me that, okay, I should go back to work. Now that he's in charge, he would make sure that I get paid. So we spoke, and then I think I went back to work, did stories, still had everything on time. And then he forced them, and then I remember I even went and I would go to Brown and Halfo region, do stories, bring to this guy.
Oh, so that means your coverage of news was not limited to Ashanti region alone.
No, I went way beyond. There'll be things will happen in BA, and I'll go and I'll cover it. So for me, that was what also worked for me, because see, the other media houses, GBC had a Brown and Halfo.
That's right.
Office. TV3, I think they also had one. So I would go alone to Brown and Halfo. And I didn't go to the northern region. I covered every year from 2009 to 2012. For 3 years, I covered the opening of the Bagre Dam. No one said I would go on my own. And
really?
And go and cover it. So after Elvis, I think he went to give them a lot of hits at management meeting. And so I also, when Mills became president, December 2009.
Okay.
So from November 2008 to December 2009.
You were not paid.
I was not paid. So December, it was going to be Mills's first Farmers' Day celebration, and it was done in Tamale.
Okay.
So I called your friend Nuruddin. Nuruddin was with graphic by then.
Yeah.
I told him, "Oh, Charlie, I'll come." And Nuruddin, I shouldn't worry. So it was there. So I called Elvis. I told him, Charlie, I'm going to cover the Farmers' Day in Tamale.
Yeah.
So Elvis said, okay, he will make sure that everything worked. So before I went, I think 2 weeks before I went, he made me open an account with ADB because Net2, our pay was going through ADB. And I opened, and then I got an ATM or so. And so it was in Tamale. I had done my first live report.
Yeah.
On the Farmers Day, I had done my first live report. And then later on, so for the 12 o'clock news. And so around 2 o'clock, Elvis called me and said, "Oh, I have good news for you. Your first pay has been deposited. So you can go to any ADB bank." So I went and I put in the
ATM card.
The ATM card, and lo and behold, first payment, 250 cedis.
250. That was for what? A day, a week, or a month?
Yeah, it was good, Papa.
No, wait, that salary was what, for a day, a week, or a month?
A month. 250 cedis, 2.5 million. Share.
Wow.
Oh, but back then, to be very frank, I knew colleagues in other media houses who were earning like 1 million, 1.7 fine. So
no, even last week I had an interaction with Samuel Owusu, and he told me even with a diploma and degree as far back as 2013, he was taking 200 cedis.
So if in 2009 I was earning 250, Charlie. But you see, the solid. But in spite of everything, I would say I was very unbiased. Ask anybody in Kumasi if they knew me. The solid I would take, but there were people whose stories I never said. I was like, no, this story won't go. The story though, this I said no.
But did you return the Asoli?
Oh, me this canal. No, even they themselves, a lot of them even knew that their stories were not, good enough to come on. Not even for radio, not to talk about TV, right? Yeah. So so just imagine. So this made a lot of the regional correspondents, and I'll forever remain grateful to Elvis, because how the amount I was being paid, it means I was on the same grade with the guys in Accra. Oh, it was the same. Yes, it was the same money that I was being paid. But there were media houses in Kumasi who were paying based on the number of stories
you present.
Not the stories you present, the stories you present that were aired.
Oh, okay. So once it gets published, that is when I think that's also what I was used to.
Which was very ridiculous. Very ridiculous. And what even complicated their matters back then was even the fact that they were going to give their story to Ford. I was giving my story to Amtrak and CityLink back, and they were going to give their story to Ford. And a lot of times, these Ford buses had accidents. A lot of times.
So that further delays it.
Yes. Oh, tapes were even lost. Some tapes were even lost in the process. Wow. So Elvis made sure, because he said he doesn't understand why Ameh, who went to GIJ, had the same degree as Richard Bright Ado in Accra, and because Bright is in Accra, you are paying him. I said because Eddie is in Kumasi, it is only the number of stories that he presents that. So when I came back to Accra after so it was in January. So December, I had to stay back, do Christmas stories, to go. So I didn't go to Accra until January. Then this guy was the HR. He became MP for Titus Glover was
Titus
HR.
Glover, okay.
Yeah, and then Ken's wife was the CEO then.
Okay.
So Elvis helped them draft my appointment. Yeah, my appointment letter. So in my appointment letter, they said I had to do 5 stories a week. And these were not like she said, I had to do 5 special reports.
Okay.
Every week.
That is, those special reports are supposed to be out of routine reporting.
Yeah, out of routine. Like, so these are features. So I have to do features.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is based on your own story ideas.
Yes, based on my own story, based on my own story ideas. So I did that. So I surpassed. So I got a pay rise.
Okay. Oh wow.
And
within
then
how many years?
Oh, within by April 2010. By April 2010, I got my. So I went to tell Elvis. Oh, Elvis was happy for me, but some ways I don't know what happened. I don't know. Elvis wants equity, right? So right. I think he might have gone to raise it at a management meeting or something, but I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And so Madame called me and told me that, hey, it is your payroll. it is your money, not anybody. So don't go about telling people that we have raised your pay. But I don't know what happened, but my thinking is that perhaps Elvis might have gone to fight for other hardworking staff as well. So, and then Elvis also forced them to give me a camera, like a professional camera.
Okay.
That I couldn't operate. Then I had a cameraman who they were not paying.
Really?
So, thanks to Alex Amwakun, we forced Ash FM to put those guys on payroll. Guess what? They were paying them 50 cedis a month.
Really?
Yeah.
And which year was that?
Oh, 2010.
50 cedis a month to do what?
But even with that, it was the accountant at Ash FM. And then I spoke with Alex Amwakun and I begged him that, Charlie, Elvis is not willing to let them pay these guys. But then they had brought Net2.
Yeah.
They had brought, or either they were planning to bring Net2 or they had brought Net2. And then they brought the camera. So Ash FM had started spending money on the operations of Net2.
Okay.
So after I spoke to Alex, he said, well, let's go and tell the accountant that, okay, we are going to add these 50 cedis to your cameraman as part of the expenses for Net2. So I don't know, accountants and how they do things. So we managed to do that. So then we got another camera and we had another cameraman. It was difficult to pay them. And so sometimes the solely, I'll do like this. I'll not let them see top. And then I'll use that to pay them as their monthly salary. Because if I split the solely with you now, if we go somewhere and I get 200 cedis, and I split with you 100. And then next week is the 1st of the month or the 30th or 31st of the month. And you don't get anything. But I am waiting for my ADB account to blink. So that was what I did. So sometimes I would keep some of the solid. I'll not let them see it, and I'll use that to pay them. Sometimes give them 50, sometimes give them 100. So by the time I left Net2, I was earning, I think, 350 cedis.
What year was that?
2012. By October, November 2012, when I was earning 350, and even none of my colleagues knew about. Elvis didn't know I got
that kind of right
because of the conversation I had with Madam.
I see.
So journalism, especially regional correspondent, look, the only media houses in Ghana that I think I wouldn't say they pay well, but I think they have that security of job, and I mean, at the end of the month, not too bad. I'll say
the state-owned media,
the government graphic, GBC, Times, GNA, and then when you come to the private sector, multimedia, Despite, but even with them, I have colleagues there. You have to negotiate. So if you are not up to a certain level, Charlie, forget it. I'll not be surprised when some of these are our big media people will be taking 500 or 400. I'll not be surprised. But
I see.
I don't think any reporter at Graphic or Times is taking 500. No, at least as for 1,000, I only believe.
Now let's turn the table. You also had an opportunity to report in the United States.
Yes.
How did you get there? How was the experience?
Okay.
With that, I'm sure we can do some comparative analysis to see whether we are dealing with a worlds apart situation, or the two there are similarities here and there.
In terms of remuneration, we are worlds apart.
Wow.
Pay, hope. Look, I have colleagues, my classmates who are now working as journalists. they're earning decent money, 100,000 a year, $100,000 a year, 80,000. Right? It's pretty decent when you do the comparison. Here, if you are earning at least between $60,000 to $100,000 a year, that's pretty decent money, right?
Okay.
When I practiced in the US,
yes,
before I came, they had told me how much they were going to pay me. So I knew how much. Yeah, I knew dollar. It was good. I mean, I knew how much I was going. I worked for almost 6 months. The money was good. Wow. I knew how much I was going to earn every month. But I think you do it every 2 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
So before you go to cover any news item, if it's out of your area, they'll provide you with transport.
Okay.
If you will need something else, they'll provide you with all the logistics. So you finish with your assignment, you come straight back to the office and come and file your story. No solly. You will not even see the organizer to start with. To even go and ask for solly.
Wow. Because
the system, you see, I'm being paid well, so it won't even come to my mind to come, and even the organizer, it won't even come to the mind of the organizer that will take something for the road. Here it's unethical. You could be fired.
It's unethical everywhere, and you know it.
Yes. Oh, and I know in the whole of Ghana, you are the only journalist who never took solly, who doesn't take solly, who will never take solly. Only you.
Be several others who we don't know.
Oh no!
Oh, you know.
I dare. No, don't forget, because I was a reporter, and because of my closeness to Alex, I ended up working with all the editors in Kumasi.
Okay, because at this level, those were the people
at the senior level. So I know what I'm talking about. And
wow. that means the real fight against corruption should start from the media before we tackle the politicians.
Yes. So you see, so you ask yourself, someone who is taking 50 cedis a month, what do you expect him to do if someone brings him 1,000 cedis?
Wow.
To skew a story. But luckily in my case, like when I was practicing, about 99% of all the solly or the monies that we were giving were just your regular event. You go and they said this is for transport.
Okay.
So I think if media houses pay their workers very, very, very well, if they pay them very, very well, I can tell you they will go for events and not wait for wait for event organizers.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Because already, and one thing that the media houses have gotten right already, some of them provide transport. Some have cars and all that. Yeah. Some even give you money for dropping transport, stuff like that. It is the pay, the pay that is not good. So if you give, I mean, why can't a regular reporter or an entry level, why can't entry level earn 3,000 cedis a month? It is not
extraordinary. It's not extraordinary.
Exactly. Or even if you can't make it 3,000, at least 1,500. Trust me, if they do it like this, I can bet you the issue of solly the issue of solid will reduce by 50%. Because he knows he's going to earn something very substantial at the end of the month. He's going for an assignment. You have given him money, or you've given him the means of transport.
Yeah.
Because back in Kumasi, almost even including some of the newspapers and stuff, you see that they were giving money for transport. So if you're able to give somebody 20 cedis or 10 cedis to go and cover an event, why can't you try and increase it? So for me in the US, it never even came to my mind to even wait for event organizers. The only time I'll get back to event organizers was when I was confirming somebody's position or his title or something. Okay. Hey, solid.
A lot of trained journalists are moving away from the arena. Yeah. A lot of them are abandoning what some time ago was their cherished profession. Yeah. I'm sure for some of them, they nurtured the ambition for so many years before they even got the opportunity to be trained. Yeah. What is accounting for this state of affairs from where you sit?
No, it's because of the pay. It's because of the pay structure. Look at this. Maurice Kwanzaa is still writing for graphic.
He's now editor. Yes, Maurice Kwanzaa is now editor of Graphic Sports.
Good. Rosalind Amo is still with graphic, isn't
That's
she?
right. That's right.
All
there. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not saying graphic pays well, but I want to believe graphic is doing something to make them satisfied.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't think graphic is heaven. But
before you continue, let me find out from you. Beyond your 250 a month and those things that got you excited after 1 year of not being paid.
Yeah.
Was there anything like SNIT's contribution or any benefit attached to the salary, or just the 250 comes and that's it?
I think at Net2, they paid SNIT more for political reason than for our welfare. No, that's my thinking. That's my thinking. They paid them so that then
get into trouble and make headlines.
MPP was in opposition. But to be very frank, like I said, they increased my salary, but there was nothing like benefit. We tried creating unions. We tried creating a union. By the time we knew, new media houses had come and poached all our guys away, and there was nothing like that. It was just the pay. It was just the pay. It was just the pay.
Okay.
And then the SNIT. So I think the SNIT, they paid it so that if I moved on to another place and they also pay maybe at 65, we'll see how much SNIT can pay me. But if it had continued that way.
During the period, the 1 year period, you were never paid. Was your SNIT contribution paid?
Oh, no. Oh, Yamutu, nothing at all. But you are not even being paid. You are thinking about SNIT. Hey, Steve.
No, I am asking this because you said they paid it more for political reasons. Probably they would. It
was when I started earning.
Okay.
Look, there were, and let's not go there. It's okay. But I know there were people at other media houses. They were pushed under the bus. So you see, that was another thing. So that was what Elvis didn't like. And for me, I'll forever remain grateful to Elvis for what he did. To push them to employ me, because a lot of guys who were associated with certain media houses, they got into trouble, and the media houses pushed them under the bus because they said he's not with us. They'll tell you, oh, this guy doesn't work with us, and rightly so. So back during that 1 year period, if I had gotten into trouble, Net2 would have said, we don't know him. Because they don't have, yes, I'm sure. Because I didn't have an employment letter.
So there was no official engagement between the company and yourself?
No. Even for the election, they just gave me money and then gave me tips. And that was it. There was nothing on paper. So even during the election, if I had gotten into trouble, I think it would have ended there.
Yeah. Wow.
So the media guys, they should.
Now let me ask you this question. If you have the opportunity to turn back the hands of time, will journalism be on the table as a profession for you?
Not in Ghana. Oh, growing up, I always admired Christian Amampo with Blitzer and Co. So me, I was happy when I was practicing in the US. I would meet them. I'll meet them at events, and for me that was the satisfaction. I might not rise to become like them, but I've met them in real life. What else?
Oh, I see.
But in my next life, I would still be a journalist, but I'll practice. I would love to practice in the US. I would love to practice. Oh, when I was in the US, look, you'll be surprised. You'll call people for interview, and they'll open up. You are doing very complex stories. You think, look, when I was doing, I covered Barack Obama's second inauguration.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the prelude to that, our editor asked us to do a lot of stories. So I decided to do. I did something historical or historic on the history. I've forgotten, but I did something on the history. Look, I called the librarian at the House of so I think either the Senate librarian. U.S. Senate.
Yeah.
The librarian.
Wow.
I sent him an email. He responded, and he was on call for the period that I was writing the story. So I'll call him and then get some info. I would think I'm done, and then I'll be done. Then I'll take a phone, call him again. He'll
just to get some feelings.
Yes, he'll give me information again. I'll call him, send him emails, and he will respond. Look, the late John McCain, the late John McCain. I met him several times in the Senate, in the U.S. Senate. Even he had to recognize my friend from Africa.
I see.
All the time. And, and a lot of this, you see, a lot of these senators, they usually do not give interviews. But sometimes with my thick African accent, they will stop. And rather, it will be my interview, it will be as a result of they granting me interview that the other so-called big journalists in the US who seized the opportunity to get, get some of them. Like, they were very, very accessible. Of course, there are some who were not, but I mean, you get everything you need, and the pay is good. Look, Wolf Blitzer, Christian Amampo, all of them, since we were young, are they still not with CNN?
Yeah.
Look, check. There are people with Fox News who have been there 20, 30 years. When the pay is
something
good,
must be good about the place to keep them that long.
Yes, when the pay is good, where are you going? Where
That's
are
right.
you going? You go nowhere. Look, I nearly got a fellowship with Reuters.
Okay.
They were going to send me either their London bureau or their South Africa bureau. I don't know what. But I made it to the final stage. I Googled my interview panel, and they had been with Reuters for 25 years, 30 years, 15 years. Yes. You look at our.
How is this disturbing state of affairs going to affect our democracy as we seek to develop it? The trained ones are leaving in droves. What does it portend for our democracy?
For our democracy, it is just a matter of time. Don't you hear them talk on radio? Don't you cringe sometimes?
Yeah.
One day, somebody will go and say something on radio. I mean, so when people are saying if something bad will happen in Ghana, it will start from the media. I do not begrudge them. I do not begrudge them at all. Why won't a big? I mean, if well, Elvis is now with the Finder newspaper.
Yeah, he's the editor now.
He's the editor. Let's say if Kansas City brings Elvis back, starts giving Elvis like 4,000 to 5,000 a month.
Yeah,
gives him a car, or gives him a car, or gives him a house. Charlie, it will bring sanity. A common amount for the castle. People are doing what they are doing out of anger, so that he will say something and then the politician will come and give him money. Look, here in Canada, a top journalist lost his job. Why? Because he also had a PR company.
Yeah.
And he got an MC gig to MC an event.
Okay.
And he didn't tell the media house that he got that gig as a result of his PR firm. That was it, though.
Non-disclosure.
There's a conflict of it. They fired him.
Wow.
They fired him. Wow. Look, in Ghana, almost every media person has a PR firm. Every single media, and they are doing adverts for you. They are doing this for you.
Yeah.
Look, nobody has a lot of the top guys here. They don't have any. They don't even have the time. They don't even have the time. It is all about the pay. The media houses are only interested. They're only interested in profits, and then paying only the people who come, on air, forgetting that those who go to the field to bring the stories,
they face greater danger.
Yes.
Wow.
Charlie, it's as for Ghana, but to practice in Ghana, maybe I have to practice at Graphic or Times or GNA.
Where they'll give you a formal offer with all the pecs intact.
Yes, exactly. Because I know even at GNA they have fuel allowance and stuff.
Oh wow!
I have colleagues there. A lot of my friends work there. So
I see. What about training? Are you thinking maybe one day joining the moving into the classroom to at least make your experience also relevant to young ones that are coming up through training, like a lecturer or something?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I hope to get a PhD one day, and but now I'm focused on my young business. I have a big. Let me do it. It's not conflict of interest.
Go ahead.
I have the biggest African grocery store in my area.
Okay, what do you sell?
Oh, it's a grocery store. We sell yams, goats. It's just like
you got all of them from Africa?
Yes. Well, I've not started importing, but there are people who import from Toronto, which is just my next door neighbor. And I bring them to the store to sell. But I am planning that within 12 years I'll retire from this business. So and start traveling around the world. But maybe along the line I'll do a PhD. So when I'm retired this business, go back to Ghana, go and teach at GIJ or maybe the School of Communication Studies. Yeah, or they should send GIJ should open a campus at Kumasi, and then we'll go there. I'll become the rector there at Kumasi. I love Kumasi. You know, I went to Kumasi High School we have family houses in Kumasi. And
That's
stuff.
right.
So I think
that's right.
the Kumasi also helped me a lot.
Oh, okay. And I think
when
because you went to Kumasi High School, you did not struggle to fit in.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Oh, and my sister-in-law. So I was staying with her, like my brother's wife. My brother had come to Canada then, so I had a whole room to myself, and she helped me. It was actually, she even gave me money to go to that Tamale for Tamils. Oh, my music.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't have money, so I picked the bus and went to Tamale. She gave me the money to go to Tamale to cover Tamils for the.
I see.
That was where I got my first pay. It was in Tamale that I got my first 250 cedis. Steve, do you know that even till now, people are still earning 200 and 250?
There are some who are not being paid. There are some who are not being paid at all. Yeah. That's one thing. There are some who are not being paid. Steve,
look, when I worked in the state, I was on an internship, but the money was good. So why can't these guys have paid internships?
Yeah,
paid internships. And here, even if it's 500, even if I was lucky because I was an international journalist, it was a little higher. The money was a little higher, but the local guys that I was with, my other colleagues, theirs was not that much. But I mean, if TV3, Metro, GTV, you do graphic, you do paid internship in collaboration with GIG, and here, like, they can afford it. Yeah, they can afford it. Yeah. You like this? Oh, now you were one of the best. So for the 3 months that you did the internship before you did the national service, you were not. You did the national service. I think graphic. Right?
I think graphic gave us something.
Oh, then that's good.
Yeah, I think graphic gave us something. I think.
Oh wow.
Graphic gave us something. Yes.
Oh wow. Then that's
I think they gave us something. Yes.
And I want to believe they still have it.
I should think so.
Oh wow.
I should think so.
That's impressive.
Yes, I think during our internship, graphic gave us something.
So why can't the others do it?
No, you see, one of the things I have realized is that a lot of media houses are overstaffed as well, especially for the newsroom team.
True.
True. A media house that can pay 4,000 cedi per staff at even middle level, that should employ just 10 people, has over 40 people. Yeah. So you see, they decide to spread that 4,000 to about 8 people. At the end of the day, somebody goes home empty-handed. And all manner of manipulation and exploitations are what those people are exposed to. That these are some of the key challenges that are plaguing the media seriously. Because I'll tell you something, when I put the flyer of this conversation out, I have gotten a lot of people get in touch with me. Yeah. And in fact, some of them I don't even know, they are willing to talk.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the stories are so heartbreaking that you really wonder. There's a gentleman who told me that in one of the biggest newsrooms in this country, one popular face on air, popular on-air personality took time to dress him down. I mean, he so insulted him, it even extended to his parents. I don't even know what that meant. So honestly, I think the media appears to have perfected hypocrisy up to a certain point. That even matters of welfare with media. Do you know there are media houses that even forbids their staff to unionize?
Yeah.
There are media houses in Ghana
that
forbid their staff to unionize. Meanwhile, when certain unions hit the street and put on armbands, they send their staff to
go and cover them. Go and cover them.
I have a
Give them a
this
voice.
This kind of thing is even childish to start with. Yeah. So let me thank you very much for this, your time and the opportunity. Anyway, for those who may be interested, Eddie is also a father of 2 beautiful girls.
Sefako and Etonam.
Sefako and Etonam, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. We wish them well. Please be sure.
Are you checking? Have you seen any messages on YouTube or you've not checked? Maybe people are sending messages.
Okay, so you remember Sechiwa Dakun? Sechiwa Dakun, I think you remember her, right? I think
yes, Sechiwa is my she's with the NP or something.
He said, great initiative, Mr. Jesse, and well done, Eddie Ameh, for the insights. She was watching you live. So some messages.
So is it Sechiwa was at TV Africa? Maybe you should have ask her why she left TV Africa.
Indeed, I gave her a signal on WhatsApp that she should get ready because for somebody, I knew her when she was on TV Africa and all that. There were times she even got into a bit of movie or drama series on TV as well. Definitely we are going to get her on board. It's not going to be an all-bill affair, So thank you very much, my brother, for this time. It's been very insightful. Some of the things I have heard, wow. We just hope things will get better. Maybe one of these days, when you make money, when you become a millionaire, come and set up a media house and let's experience the difference you want to bring into the lives of professionals.
I've been thinking about this. I won't set up a media house.
Okay.
The people who brought me to the US, they're called ICFJ, Institute of
something journalist. I know that, yes.
So I would rather do something like that, where
it's a capacity building entity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were paying. It wasn't like the media house that was paying. Well, either they took money from about whatever it is.
Okay.
They were paying me.
Okay.
And so my media house only provided me logistics and accommodation and everything. So I have always been thinking about, I'd rather do that, maybe send journalists from here to the US, or even if we have enough money, do a competition for student journalists.
Okay.
Sponsor the best 10 on a fellowship. Since it won't be money coming from Joy FM, since it won't be money coming from Graphic, since it won't be money coming from the media houses, I'm sure they will agree. They will allow these guys.
That's right.
We will just be paying them for 1 month, for 1 year. Give them that experience, and then after that, if they perform well and these media houses want to employ them, they end up there. Or if they want to do something else, they do it. I think look, the media houses we have in Ghana are enough. It is just a matter of paying the workers very well, my brother.
Yeah. Every other day you get to hear a new radio station is in town.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, as the numbers increase, the staff increase, and the little money gets spread over that increasing number of staff. So the person who was taking 200 is also at a risk of being reduced to 150 cedis.
Yeah.
It's a sad reality.
Yeah.
My brother, I'm grateful. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Steve.